Presenting curry shrimp. This is an easy to make Caribbean style curry shrimp recipe with coconut milk and potatoes. Hey YouTubers, what is going on? My name is JC and this is the Cuban Redneck DIY channel where we do cooking and grilling on Tuesdays, DIY stuff on Fridays. This is your first time here, do me a favor, share, like and subscribe because that's what YouTube likes. So without further ado, let's talk about today's dish, curry shrimp. By the way, if you are here looking for a DIY project, do me a favor, click on the title where you will find multiple playlists dedicated to everything DIY. The same thing goes for recipes. There is a dedicated playlist for other recipes on the channel. So talking about today's dish, curry shrimp. Curry shrimp is a kind of a broad statement because obviously curry shrimp is a staple in Indian cuisine, even Thai cuisine. But today's recipe is a little bit more, I'm going to say West Indies. Particular to Trinidad and Tobago, from where my wife is from and 50% of my extended family is from. I spent quite a bit of time down there. I've also lived in Jamaica. In Jamaica they make a very nice curry shrimp, but the Trini is more, is brighter. I find that the green seasoning in Trinidad is has more celery, it's a little bit more bright, and they use a lot more 𝐬𝐻𝐵𝐻 or cilantro, as many people know it. So there's not much to say about this dish except that it's a little bit hot. If you're an American and you're not used to spicy hot food, perhaps consider using a jalapeno, something like that. I'm going to be using a Scotch Bonnet pepper, which is kind of hot. And if you go down to Trinidad, don't try to be a hot shot, you know, asking for pepper, this and that and the other. Believe you me when I said them boys down there don't play around, and Trinidad ghost pepper is not something to be taken lightly. So let's stop talking, let's start cooking. Check out this shrimp curry. This easy to make curry shrimp recipe only has a few ingredients and it should be ready to plate in about 20 to 25 minutes. To accomplish this, we're going to need 1 pound of extra large shrimp, that's the 20 to 25 type, 1 13-ounce can of coconut milk, a half an onion, a half a bell pepper, 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, 3 to 4 sprigs of green onion, 2 to 3 small tomatoes, 8 or 9 small potatoes, 2 to 3 leaves of 𝐬𝐻𝐵𝐻, also known as cilantro, and 1 Scotch Bonnet pepper, which is optional, but if you want that Trini curry shrimp taste, you gotta have the pepper. Preparation starts with the cleaning of the shrimp. This batch is already peeled and deveined, but nevertheless I give it a good shower and remove the tails. I am placing the tails in a saucepan where I am going to boil the potatoes. After adding a little bit of salt and covering them with water, we're going to boil these for about 10 minutes. While that cooks, we're going to season the shrimp with some homemade Caribbean green seasoning. If you don't know how to make this, don't worry, you can buy it in a bottle. I am also going to be adding some ground fresh black pepper and some sea salt. We're then going to put it in the fridge until we are ready to use them. After 10 minutes, the potato may still be firm, but that is okay. We're going to rinse them, fish out the shrimp tails, and let them sit. We can now officially start our curry shrimp. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil to a deep saucepan with a lid. Bring that to temperature and saute our chopped onion, garlic, and Scotch Bonnet pepper. Let's also add the bell pepper and about half of the green onions. Season that with some sea salt and some freshly ground black pepper. Once the onions start to get translucent, it is time for our curry powder. I'm adding 3 heaping teaspoons, and the brand that I'm using is from Trinidad. It's called Indie Madras. Another popular brand throughout the Caribbean is Chief. Both are excellent curry powder blends. If you're not familiar with cooking curries, you need to cook this for a few minutes until it starts to turn dark and grainy while stirring it. After the curry has dried out, we can add the potatoes and make sure that they are all covered with the curry. At which time we can add the coconut milk and continue to stir until all the curry is dissolved. We're then going to put the lid on and let it cook for about 10 to 12 minutes on the medium heat. Unless you know your stove well, you may want to give it a stir every 3 to 4 minutes. Once the coconut milk has reduced by 1/3, we are ready to add the shrimp. Once added, stir it thoroughly, making sure they are fully covered in coconut milk. Put the lid back on, turn the heat to medium-low, and cook for exactly 5 minutes. After the 5 minutes, give it one more stir. Put the lid back on and take it off the stove. Let it sit for about 2 to 3 minutes for the coconut milk to thicken, and after that, you are ready to plate. When it comes to curry shrimp, there is no need to get complicated. For me, some white rice, maybe a side of salad, and a nice cold beer to tame the pepper, and I'm good to go. Folks, my name is JC. I hope you tried my curry shrimp recipe, and I thank you for watching.